Okay, friends. I put my hands on my face a lot, don't I? I should be going home or I should be going to the gym, and I'm not doing either one. And I'm sitting here in my classroom and it's way past school, and I was gonna get ready to go, and I thought, maybe I'll just make my video now since it's been a while. I did make a short one on Instagram this morning, but I thought I haven't really made a really in-depth one in a while, so I still have my hubby's ring I wear. So let's see, goodness, I don't even know when my last video was. I'm really tired. I've scratched and wiped all my eye makeup off through the day. I don't know what's going on right now, but I don't ever remember dealing with allergies, but right now, the eyes are I just want to claw my eyes every day, and my nose is itching in the morning, still plugged up. So that was about 3 weeks ago. I was ill and fever and fluish and got through that, but I still have so anyway, so I probably sound all congested. I feel better than I look or sound. Anyway, so just kind of a recap of the summer. I think I posted, or I might have put a video out in June or before June. So school got out the first week of June, and I had plans for the summer to visit different places, which was something that Rodney and I never really did. We were homebodies. We liked to stay home. We always would say, I don't really have any desire to go to Paris or Rome, or it's like, we just wanted to be home on the couches with our coffee and our dogs. We've just always been like that. So not really ever a big traveler. I always had grand ideas of, this would be great, but never really followed through. Never been to Hawaii. I think that's gonna be my next big trip, maybe with the girls, trying to plan a girls trip. So need some input on that. I don't even know where to go or what to do. But so I got to go see my friend Chris in June, flew to Idaho, first time flying by myself without Rodney. Once I got on the plane, I put my sunglasses on, I just started crying just because he wasn't there with me. And nothing really ever fazed Rodney. Planes didn't scare him. Flying, matter of fact, he was out as soon as we took off. If you know Rodney, you know that whether you were driving or flying, he was out. He just fell asleep like that. And so I did find Steve and Debbie picked me up at the airport. I got to go spend a few days with Chris and got to see Denise Gregory, who I hadn't seen in years, and had a lot of laughs. And that was just a really short trip. And so then I came home and tried to just meet with friends and stay busy. Then South Carolina was our big trip in July. And I was gone, I think, 11 days, which was big deal. It was hotter than all get out. Oh my gosh, the humidity. But we had a good time. It was good. Had fun. And then August, the weekend of my anniversary, so it would have been 38 years this year with Rodney, drove to Redding to see Brian and Christine, and then drove on to Grants Pass, Oregon by myself. I was pretty proud of myself. The kids were driving in another car, but I think I was holding them back. So I said, you guys go on, I'm fine. So they were like, they took off. But the thing is when you're in your car by yourself and no one's there, you have a lot of time for things to just flood and memories. And that's usually when I have my moments or my episodes of sadness, because I'm by myself, or when I'm getting ready to go to bed. So I would have to say that, a 7 day week, maybe 3 to 4 of those days or nights, I would have episodes of crying, just being sad. But a lot of it, I think, is because I was wanting to go to that place, those memories, and stay there. I said a little bit about that today. And then I would just get so sad, and I would cry, and I just longed to have Rodney there again. And, I don't know how it is for everybody. For me, I just long to hold his hand, to just be near him. And you don't have that anymore. When you're going through a store by yourself, you just want to stand there and yell, "Does anybody know I lost my husband?" I know that sounds crazy and maybe a little narcissistic, and I don't mean it to be that way, but you're just hearing life go on all around you, and you're like, "Do you understand what I'm going through?" I think that's normal. But, so you just feel very alone at times, and you're still trying to wrap your mind around what has really happened. I've read a lot. I've listened to a lot of podcasts, widow podcasts. I've learned a lot. I'll be going to my first grief share this Thursday night. Char's going to go with me just for my first one. And so I'm not going by myself. I have no idea what it's going to be like, but I've heard that they're really good. People that have suffered loss, they talk about these grief share programs. And so it's here in town. I'm going to go. It's a church does it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm meeting with some other friends just to spend some time, and widows that I know that can relate to what I'm feeling. So the last thing a person wants that's going through the grieving process or that's suffering, missing their spouse, is to feel pity from people. And I think that definitely that's rooted in pride, but I think that's part of, I don't know, I can't speak for other people, but maybe why I don't reach out more, because first of all, you don't want to impose, even though people tell you you're not imposing, please call me if you need anything. But in that moment when you're just wrecked and you're crying and you just want to talk to somebody, you stop and go, who am I going to talk to that's not going to feel awkward and feel weird? And I know my friends are just call me. It's okay, but in that moment, it's hard. It's hard to put yourself out there, I guess. I went to lunch by myself for the first time yesterday. I wasn't going to, and I thought, you know what? I was going to get the food and take it with me, and I thought. She asked me, the gal asked me, is this to go for here or to go? And I said, you know what? I'm going to eat it here. Like talking to myself. And I ordered my drink, and I took my stuff, my number or whatever, went over and sat at the table. It was just a little place, but went and sat at the table, went and got my little chips and salsa. Sat there and watched the game. The game was on TV. And in my mind, I'm thinking, people are going to come in and look, what is she doing? Like, isn't that the weirdest thing? We think other people are thinking things. They don't even give us the time of day. They don't care about what we're doing, that we're sitting there by ourselves. But in my mind, I'm like so afraid of pity. And I thought, you know what? I don't care. I need to not care. So I had my lunch, and I ate my lunch, and I drank my sparkling water and my chips and salsa. And I really enjoyed myself, believe it or not. And then I went home and took a 2-hour nap after church. It was wonderful. But anyway, so right now in this moment, I'm doing well. I think when I when I video, most of the time they're on up moments, they're on good moments. I'm not gonna, I think I said this before, I'm not gonna video when I'm crying my eyes out on the floor of my bedroom, but it was really good yesterday. I was actually listening to two podcasts. They just happened to be the ones that popped up because I have these podcasts that I listen to. Both of them were talking about the power of delay and in the waiting. So they were both kind of along that line, that there's a purpose in that, in the waiting. And then today I just happened to jump on Insta, and I don't even know who the person was, but a reel came up and it was talking about being in the waiting. I'm like, okay, Lord, trying to talk to me here about something. So I'm just really trying to be more in tune and listen to what the Holy Spirit's wanting to speak to me. I truly want to hear from him and know what to do next, what my next steps are. Not that I'm in a hurry to do anything, but just to have, my ears open and be ready to hear whatever. So I'll say it again that, well, number one, we need each other. Community is huge. Community is the will of God because he's in the people business, and his church is his bride. I mean, the love of his life, and he's got a plan for all of us, but we need each other. We all are to be connected in some way. I couldn't have done the last 4.5 months without many of you. Just unbelievable. I have people still that get in touch with me that I haven't talked to in months that will tell me, I've been praying for you. God put you on my heart all the time. I'm like, what? And so that just blesses me so much. But we need each other, and God's with us even, he's with us in the chaos. He's with us in the calm. He never leaves us. We're probably not going to ever know the why on this side of heaven. We know that. That's probably one of the hardest things to walk through at times and to let go of. Because even though we know we need to let go of it, we don't. At times. It's like somehow we just need to know. But I wouldn't trade serving the Lord for anything. It's just, he's made such a huge difference and impact in my life that I said this before, there's nothing else to go back to. It's like Peter, I think it was in The Chosen, it was like, Lord, what? And then he says, where are we going to go if we don't follow you, right? And so what else do we have to go back to? So anyway, God's been good. God's good. He's with me. And he continues to guide me. He's provided far beyond anything I could ever dream of. Not just with the prayer support, just community and financial, and it's just been amazing. So anyway, thank you for listening, friends. I probably forgot to include a lot of things. I don't know. I didn't have any kind of script. But I am working. I'm doing well, and back to work and doing what I love to do. And so we'll see what this next season is. It's going to be a bunch of firsts, as the holidays get here. But we'll just walk through it. So thank you for your prayers. Please don't stop praying. And If you ever want to go to lunch, let me know, or dinner. I like to eat. All right, love you, friends. Thank you for hanging in there with me.